You want to help me? You want to help? I've done this before, the boba. I've gotten really good at this, so I'll teach you how to use this small piece of fabric here. So clearly it's very manly in color. So they just put one little thing on it here. And so once you find that, you put that at your belly button. And then basically you just wrap it around you. Okay, yeah. Then you put you've crisscrossed it in the back. See that? Boom. And then you have these two super long pieces, and then you just throw them right down there. If you're a girl, this isn't too bad. If you're a guy, it's an unfortunate part because it looks like you're wearing a dress. Then you take these two pieces, and then you tie it around the back, come around the front, tie a double knot. See? Boba. To sum it all up, the boba is very similar to a hammock. Here, Louie, I'll demonstrate. So it's kind of like this. Alright, good boy. And so you kind of just... Come here, Louie. There we go. And then, oh, stay, sit. Oh, there we go. Boom. Done. This is what the boba does. Good for dogs and small humans. See, but look how happy he is. Louie, show him how happy you are.
Hi guys! So today I'm doing a video about makeup brushes. There's so many different kinds, so many different brands. If you don't have a lot of brushes or you're looking at, your makeup and you're like, okay, if I'm gonna just buy two or one, which ones do I really need? And you're trying to evaluate, if you can just keep using your fingers or if you actually need a brush. So I'm gonna answer some of those questions for you today. And I use a lot of brushes from Sigma because they're inexpensive and they do a really good job. I used to buy a lot of MAC brushes too, and a lot of them I've either gotten rid of or they're just gross because they're old. And I tend to really like Sigma brushes because they work really, really well and they're inexpensive. So I'm all about that. Let's just start with my all-time go-to makeup brush for my foundation, which is the Sigma F80 Kabuki Brush. It's a flat Kabuki brush and it is just amazing. These bristles are packed in here, and the reason I love this flat top is because you can go in and stipple it on your skin, meaning like sponge it, tap it on your skin, or you can buff it out and blend it out. And these bristles are so packed in here that you're gonna get a really even, really smooth blended look for your foundation. And going along with the F80 is the F86 from Sigma. And this one is similar because it's a Kabuki brush, which is the type of bristles and the way that they're packaged. This one is a tapered Kabuki, so you can see, this one has more of a point to it, and this one's obviously clearly a flat top. And so the thing that's nice with this is underneath your eye, if you're going in and you're packing in, highlighter or blending out concealer, or you're blending out your highlighter up in here or getting around your nose where there's a crease, where this, it's not gonna get. So anywhere where there's a little crease is amazing, this guy. These are two, if you have both of these, you're set. And then when it comes to blush, I have a couple different brushes. This one is synthetic. So the thing with the synthetic is it's going to deposit more color, right? So it's going to pick up more product and deposit more product. So I use this blush brush when I really want to pack in a lot of color and have a more of a dramatic look for my blush. And this is my natural blush brush. And this one is going to retain or hold on to more of the pigment and blend it out. So this is going to be a softer look. Another type of blush brush that I use is a duo fiber, and this has synthetic hairs. These little white hairs are synthetic, and these black hairs down here are natural. And the reason I like both of those hairs in there is because the synthetic is going to help pick up some product, and then the natural hairs down in here are really going to help buff it out. It's going to help just kind of smooth out that makeup. So when it comes to contouring, this is one of my favorite brushes from Sigma. It's called the Precision Flat Angled Kabuki Brush, and this is great for concealer, for spot treatment. So all these little spots right in here underneath your eye, you know, if you're blending out. Very similar to this tapered Kabuki brush, but this one's just a precision level. So this is gonna get, you know, even closer to those little cracks. And, you know, if you have one area where it's like you're going in with your concealer and it always tends to blend off, like everything around it is really concealed except the spot you're trying to cover up, this is great. And you can stipple with it, so you can just pack that product in. Love this. I tend to use the same dome brush for my contouring, or this is dirty, so just disregard the dirtiness. But this is similar to this is like this Kabuki brush in that it's packed with all those bristles, but you see how much more round it is and more full. And this one's great for contouring if you just want to kind of get in there, and it's so big that it's not gonna make a sharp line. So this is going to be the difference. Do you see how big and round and soft this looks? And this has a little bit more of a precision shape to it. It's a little wider and a longer and skinnier that way. So this is going to be better for going in, you know, contouring right under here, around, you know, if you want really sharp precision contouring, you're going to want something that has a little bit more of a shape to it like this, as opposed to more round. So when it comes to your eyes, we talked about how a shader brush that has the packed in bristles, this is going to be used for closer to your eyes, and as you move out further, you're going to want to use these bigger, fluffier brushes. For an all-over brush, I like to use the E25 from Sigma for an all over like eyeshadow, or for getting, you know, in your crease and just kind of putting in some product in there. Sigma E25 is an amazing brush. It's super fluffy, picks up a lot of product, and it works really well. If you're comparing like these two, this one's from E.L.F, this one is from Sigma. And this E.L.F one has such a sharp shape to it. If you're going in with this to try to kind of like put some product in here, it's going to give you a really harsh line because the shape of the brush is more harsh. Or if you look at this Sigma one, how fluffy that is, if you go in with this Sigma and try to buff that out and put some product in there, it's going to make such a more blended, more smooth, more fluid line. For a blending brush, this is my go-to. I have a couple of these. This one is from TIGI. And again, it's the big fluffy blending brush. And then this one is from Sigma. And again, this is going to be for in that crease when you're going in to blend out, you know, you have the dark here, and then you have a light underneath your eyebrow in here, and you want to blend that out. You want to get something that's going to really take that line between the light and the dark and just mute it and soften it and buff it out so it's just seamless. And that's what's really going to make your eyeshadow makeup look amazing and not look blotchy and choppy and amateur. So if you don't want your makeup to look amateur, get a good fluffy brush. This is the E40 from Sigma, and I will put links to all the brushes that are my favorites in my description bar below for where you can buy them. Some of them are available at your local Target or Ulta. Sigma brushes are only available online unless you live in Minnesota. They have a flagship store at the Mall of America, but if you don't live in Minnesota, they're only available online. But you can tell the difference. This is my TIGI brush, this is my Sigma brush, and look at how much longer the Sigma brush is compared to the TIGI brush, and it has just a little more fluffiness to it. So when you're going in and you're blending, this is going to give you a really good blend where this is going to be a little bit more stifled, a little bit more precision, I guess, but it's not going to blend out as much of an area because it's just a smaller brush. Okay, so for eyebrows, I have this amazing brow brush, and it's from Bare Escentuals, and it's amazing, and I can't find anything as good as this. But it's just a short tapered brush, but it has natural bristles, and the reason I really like that is because they're stiffer, and they're really stiff, really is just the best word for it. So when you're going in with that product, you don't have to do too much and you get a lot of product right on the end. And then when you go in to you fill in your brows, you know, you don't have to press too hard and it'll unload that product onto the hairs of your brow. It works really, really well. So that's what I use for my eyebrows. When it comes to my eyeliner, I use a Sigma brush or an E.L.F brush. Now it depends on what I want to do. The E.L.F brush has this little kind of kinked, this is great for getting, you know, underneath in here when I'm like trying to get underneath and get in these corners, or if I have something where it's like hard to get to in these little corners of your eye. That's from E.L.F and it's just an angled eyeliner brush. The other one, it's from Sigma and it's a small angle eyeliner brush, and you can see how skinny that is and how precise that's gonna get. And this is great for doing a cat eye. It's great for doing just using with your gel eyeliner. I used it for my eyeliner today. You know, if you really want to kind of pack in that eyeliner and create a really nice crisp line. So this is from Sonia Kashuk. This is from Sigma. So you can see the difference. This one has a little bit more, it's a little bit thinner, like width-wise, and longer. And so what that does is it gives you more flex. You know, when you're drawing your eyeliner, it gives you more room where those bristles will bend and move with you. When they're shorter and stiffer, it's a harsher, it's just stiffer. It doesn't move as well, and it's really hard to show you on camera. It just works better to have a little bit longer of bristles like this. It gives you a little bit more precision. Love this guy. Last brush I want to show you is from, shoot, it's a no name, but it's basically a pencil brush. So I will put a link for another pencil brush that's very similar. The reason it's called a pencil brush is because, well, it kind of looks like a pencil and it's very stiff. It doesn't have a lot of bend to it. And I use this for under eye blending out my eyeliner. And what the pencil brush is going to do is it's going to buff that eyeliner out and buff, buff, buff. Keep buffing, buff till you're blue in the face. But what that pencil brush is going to do is it's going to take that line and keep it from being too harsh. It's going to soften it and blend it out so you don't look like you have a black eye. So it gives you a little bit more of that drama around your eye with the eyeshadow, and it's an amazing brush. Everyone should have a pencil brush. Once you have these, you've got it all. Invest in some good brushes and it'll make your makeup so much easier, so much better, and make your skin look fabulous. Okay, if you guys have any questions, leave them below in the comment box. Otherwise, you have an awesome day. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to look at the links for all of these awesome brushes that I'm going to put below. And check them out. Love you guys. Bye.